Ok, bienvenidos a todos. Bienvenidos al Global Power Platform Bootcamp de Barcelona. Es un evento gratuito de 2 días donde vamos a aprender muchas cosas sobre las tecnologías de la Power Platform gracias a ponentes que son expertos en su tecnología y que agradecemos porque gracias a ellos vamos a expandir los conocimientos. El Global Power Platform es un evento global porque se organiza al mismo tiempo en varias ciudades del mundo y muchas ciudades. Este evento es local y lo organizamos desde Barcelona a través del Power BI User Group de Barcelona, que yo lidero y coorganizo con 2 otros compañeros. Para que me conocéis un poco más, me llamo Dania Mamudari. Soy consultora y formadora por BI. Desde hace muy poco soy MVP, Data Platform, y tengo un blog que es BIist.pro, donde comparto conocimientos de Power BI. Y me podéis seguir o en Twitter y en LinkedIn, me podéis contactar sin problema. Este evento lo organizo yo, pero me ayudó mucho María Florencia, que va a dar una charla hoy, y mañana estará ella moderando y introduciendo el evento. María Florencia, o Flor, ¿te quieres decir algo?
Vale, gracias Dania. Vale, como comentó Dania, yo voy a estar ayudando a Dania en las sesiones de mañana, voy a estar introduciendo las sesiones y hoy, bueno, me van a escuchar en media hora, después de Prince voy a seguir yo con una sesión. Así que bueno, mañana también me van a seguir escuchando.
Perfecto. ¿Y qué más deciros? Tenemos 13 ponentes, ¿vale? Habrán dos charlas en inglés, la de Prince, de ahora mismo, y creo que la segunda es la de Pedro sobre From Power BI to Excel, The Best of Two Worlds. Todas las otras estarán en castellano. Cada charla va a durar 30 minutos y entre cada una tendremos 5 minutos de break, ¿vale? Para tomar un café, descansar y volver frescos para la próxima charla. ¿Qué más os puedo decir? Creo que ya he dicho todo. El evento está grabado y estará disponible en el canal de YouTube del Power BI User Group de Barcelona. Os pasaré el link después del evento. Y nada, creo que vamos a empezar con la charla de Prince, que es Integrate Power Apps and Power Automate in Power BI. Entonces, voy a dejar Prince empezar su charla un poco antes de las 3:30, por si acaso necesita más tiempo, así vamos un poco con, con un pequeño margen. So Prince, I think it's your time. You can share your screen and start your session anytime
Sure.
you want. Yeah.
I'm just starting it now. Just give me a second. Trying to share my desktop.
Okay. I will turn off my camera.
Let me know if able to see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks for the introduction. Maybe I just understood half of it, but I understood there wasn't my name taken with the topic. So I understand at least that much. And I understand perfecto. I hope I'm near to perfecto for this presentation, but let's see. Okay, guys. So the topic of my presentation is integrate Power BI with Power Apps and Power Automate. Uh, Welcome to the Global Power Platform Bootcamp 2021. Like we all say, we are in a virtual world right now, so everything is being virtual. So and it's helping us give presentations also to the global communities as well. So it helps in both the senses. So now, what is Power BI? So we understand the Power Platform. We understand how the whole integration is happening between the how Power BI is sitting between all of the four. So you can integrate all the three together to make it a very end-to-end business applications. It's Today we are going to show a very simple basic ones, so that at least we have a startups out there, so that at least people can build over top of it. In our organizations, we have done a lot of integration in those senses, where we are building power apps within Power BI, and opposite way around as well, within Shape, building apps and integrating Power BI reports to it as well. But for now, today the topic is other way around, Power BI with Power Apps and Power Automate, and we will understand and see exactly over the whole session that how the integration of three is giving the powers to the users to do things that were beyond certain imaginations or things beforehand. So let's start. And if you compare Power BI with this respect, when you place Power BI inside the whole scenario, and then you compare Power BI suite, Microsoft Power BI suite, with other BI technologies like Oracle or SAP or SAS, you won't find a full end-to-end suite better than the Microsoft. I don't think so any other stuff gives you those things, and this with these licensing is quite an achievable stuff. Just to give my introduction, I head the data analytics and the regulatory reporting Asia for Singapore, ING Bank Singapore. Uh, we have a support of around about 9 countries across Asia. We are responsible for building the analytical platform for the whole of Asia. Uh, we use technologies from MSBI suite to Power BI to SharePoint to things. As a person, I love playing cricket, squash, traveling across the world. It's just that being in COVID situation, I'm not able to travel for last 1.5 years. I'm missing that part, but it's part and parcel of the COVID thing. Um, Now, I'm going to start with a topic where I'm going to integrate a simple Power App to update a simple table to understand the flow, to understand how it works across, and we will give a small demo across also. Uh, and then we will do some Power Automate tasks along with the Power BI, and see how together all of three together can make it a well end-to-end good solution, application solutions. Uh, as I told already, that we're gonna do this end-to-end capabilities. So let's start. Let's get on with the game. Um, so whenever you are building a Power App with Power BI, we need to do some key consideration while building a Power App. We need to understand that update and inserts of within the Power App only happens through table. Cannot use views as data source. Not directly views as data source, but you can do a different thing altogether to make that updates. But that is not for this. That makes it more complex in a sense how we can do that in Power Apps. It's just that for now we're keeping it very simple and very static on a basic level, so that at least people from different communities can understand and start using it, and then we can explore it to newer versions and the newer stuffs across. And then tables with the primary key gets only updated. The Power App, you design it from Power BI, um, because it helps in the instant refreshes of the Power BI reports. If you build a Power App before and then integrate it with Power BI, you lose on the instant refreshes across. And within the Power BI, the storage mode has to be a direct query to make it work for this demo session at least. Okay. The store So you can see the so-called screenshot, where we can see it's in the direct query mode. So what we're gonna do today, what report we're trying to solve here is it's a very simple regulatory report, where it's just taking the original amount of a transaction and converting it into an exchange rate and making it to a reporting amount. So what we have done it, we have built an app along with the report, and we'll see how it interacts and how we can build it. And we'll build a small Power App also today to just see how easy it is, how Microsoft has made it very easy for the whole world to use those apps without having any coding, high coding skills. Okay, so let's do it. uh, okay.
Prince, can I ask you something just
Sure,
quickly?
sure.
Since people here we are not English native, would it be possible for you to speak a bit slower for us to
Oh,
understand?
sure, sure,
Sorry.
sure. Got it. Sorry,
No,
got it.
no, no, not
Okay,
a problem at all. Thank you very much.
okay. Okay. Today we are gonna build a small Power App integrating with Power BI. First, I'm gonna give you a small demo. How does this app looks like and how it works? So this is very simple, basic report for a regulatory report. What it's doing, it's just trying to use an exchange rate from a table to multiply it with the original amount to give you the end reporting amount in the reporting currency. So for example, if someone has done it, and it might be a case where people have wrongly updated exchange rates, just for example, euro 2.7 doesn't seems to be a perfect rate for the so-called. So I've put it fixed and floating because they are contracts like fixed loan and floating interest rates. So I just put it for a reference perspective. So if you see this fixed on 2.7, so what you can do, just go to this euro fixed one. We'll show the functionality of the report first, and then we're going to build it also. Okay, we go edit the report, make it, I know it should be around about 1.6 is that, so we'll put it as 1.7 and we just put it as submit. Now you will see how the whole report gets refreshed across. See, the rate got updated already to 1.7. Here the rate also got updated, the amounts are getting updated all together. So you can imagine how quickly, for example, if it's an ops person who has inserted the rate very wrongly, can just use the app, update the rate, get the reports refreshed, everything done, code done, and the work is done already. He doesn't have to worry about going to another app and then changing the rate, then making it flow to some systems and then going blah blah blah. And the whole process is very, has made it very easy to be done across. Okay, so these are the different things that you can do it to make it a workable Power App. So now we're gonna build this Power App also, and you will see how quickly we can build it also. Okay, this one I have customized a lot of controls over here. For now, for the building a Power App, I'm gonna use a very simple one. I'll just show you what I have done it earlier on my app itself, and then we're gonna build one more to see. So if you see, this is a very simple and small app, uh, but I've built some custom logic within things. But we can always start with the very simple stuff across. Okay, it's a very simple list and libraries where you can use it to browse it and all this stuff. This is what I have done it. But now for purpose of editing, we're gonna use another one and build a new one. Okay, so again, we're gonna build an exchange rate app. So Microsoft has given an by default visual to do this Power App integration, and the basic integration happens. Let me show you the Power App. You're seeing this Power BI integration. This is the one that links this app to that to the report. If I open it, you will see it's a Power BI here. So if I go on edit screen, I'll show you on the button. See Power BI integration refresh. So this is what calls that refresh, and it refreshes very quickly. Now coming back to building a report, let's build one from scratch. Okay, so what it tells, it asks you which are the fields that you're going to use it to refresh it or change it. So for in my case, I'm going to just use my CCY currency, my ID, because ID has to be done. I'm going to use the rates, and I'm going to use the rate type to make it a one. So it gives you an option whether you can choose an app, whether you want to create a new one. Okay, so for this one to okay, so for these are the small table updates, insert updates. You can always use the so-called out of the box feature from Power App. For this one, I'm gonna uh, give me a second. Let me take one. Uh, let's get a new one. So it gives you an out of the box feature to use this power, create these apps. I'm gonna use, because I've connected with a SQL server. I'm gonna use a SQL server. Uh, so see how quickly it is gonna. It took me 10 minutes to build it on my own, because working with those power apps for a long time, so I can build it. But if someone is new, can use this feature also to build it. If someone doesn't have to do a lot of I just use this exchange rate. So what this power app is gonna do is gonna see what kind of an app this table should looks like, and will build up one for us. See, it built it within seconds. You can see browse, detail, edit screen all together, but it has a different layout and all the stuff. But I built it manually on my own, so it was a different layout altogether. But it does the same work. Okay, so this is how you can build it so fast. So imagine Power Apps taking control of everything, doing it on its own. You don't have to build all these smaller stuff. Um, but to so I'm gonna choose now. So I'm gonna save this app first, the new one that we have just built. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Uh, Power BI demo. I have built it with this the app before, because I just wanted to show you the difference between the while building it from the Power App and while building it from this one is a different story altogether. The refresh parts, Power BI demo. I'm gonna save it. Okay, now I'm gonna use the same choose an app. So I have all the three. I can choose this one also, but I'm gonna choose a new one. So I'm gonna choose add it, skip. So now you can also see it. Okay, but see the difference. So last time we refreshed, we clicked the rate, we edit the rate, and it got updated. Now let's try another one. I'll show you. So again, I'm gonna change. Uh, I'm gonna change this time around USD floating. Okay, so it gives you different more options than to do that. So I'm gonna use USD floating. It's 0.65 right now. I'm gonna make it to 1. I'm gonna make it to 1. I'm gonna save it. See, nothing happened. Can you see? There is no change here happening because we have built the app and it does not integrate the Power BI refresh every time around. But if I do a refresh, because this is in a direct query mode, Now the report will get refreshed. But so it's all about whether you're gonna find get the controls over the design of the app, or whether you get a control over the reports. See, now it got refreshed to floating and got it as one. So this is the difference between the two while creating it. So you guys need to choose it exactly what is the correct way you want to use, which is more important, if it's a frequent refresh or a refresh after whenever you want to do a refresh. So these are the very basic stuff, and you can do a lot of dynamic filtering with this Power Apps. You can do a lot of operational tasks. So till now, before this Power App came into picture, uh, every time a reporting solution was not able to give you the end-to-end things to do stuff, so then you need to integrate .NETs and all this stuff. But now with this Power Apps, you can do every operational task via this without handing over the everything towards them. So these are the stuff you can do it with these integrations and all this stuff. That makes it more powerful, more end to end. uh, okay, so um so so the demo is done for the Power App, and now let's get to another thing that is called as Power Automate in Power BI. That's another very good feature of Power Automate. The best one is the REST API stuff that I haven't used. I haven't put it as a part of a demo, but the REST API, if you know from Power BI, there's a REST API. This REST API is world for everyone. I think if you open that world, that is itself is a session for I think 6-7 hours. So where you can what all differences you can use it with Power Automate and all the stuff. So these are the things that we can do it. But let's now get into Power Automate. What is Power Automate? Power Automate is last was previously known as Flows. Still the site shows flows.microsoft.com. What does the Power Automate say? It's a service that helps you create an automated workflows between your apps and services to synchronize files, get notification, collect data, and n number of stuffs. If you go to Power Automate, you can there's no task that you cannot automate with Power Automate. Having said that, these are the things that you can do it very easily. Once you combine all these operational processes, all these operational processes can be automated in a very quick and a very lean way, where you don't have to put a lot of manual efforts across. So now starting with these, um, what kinds of components you have it within Power BI, what kind of different stuffs you can use within Flow. So Flow is like a trigger, and then you can do a task. Within Power BI and Automate, there's only one trigger that you can do it from Power BI to Automate is the data alert trigger only. That's the only way you can trigger it from Power BI. Another stuff are APIs and all that stuff that we're going to cover here, but that is not directly from not out of the box from Power BI. So you need to customize the Power BI to trigger the alert into the flow. So another one is add rows to the data set, refresh data set, download the paginated reports, download the reports. These are the 4 basic tasks that you can do it from the Power BI Power Automate flows. We're gonna cover most of them in our in next 10-15 minutes to show you what are the different ways of doing it. So for example, you want to refresh a data set. So Power BI has a schedule refresh, but for example you want to do it on some occurrence, or want to cover the premium capacity where you cannot do it every seconds. In this, the frequencies are, you can control the better frequency. You have better frequency, you can control those frequency in a more better manner. It's a very basic one. I'll show you the flow. This history. Yeah. Okay, let's do one by one. Okay, so first we'll go for the dataset refresh via a normal way. Uh, is the most simple and the most used in terms of automation with Power BI. So what it does, it just tells you what frequency you want. So I said once per month. What is the refresh? What kind of data set refresh you're doing it? Okay, let me delete and add a new one. New step. Just find Power BI. It tells you the ones that I just showed you. Refresh a data set. You put a data set refresh. Is asking for which workspace. That is my workspace. I want to refresh the sales, refresh demo, and just save it. And I can test it also. Okay, let's do a small demo for this one. Okay, you can see a so-called Mexico value to be very high. What's the number? I think it's 108824. We can use the Excel that updates it. We're gonna update the same Excel again. I'll just update it to 1 so that the value goes down. So we can see the impact, how it uses it. I changed it. I go to my flow. Yeah, save it. I'm gonna test it. I'm triggering it manually. So it ran it manually. So we'll go to the data sets to see whether it got refreshed just now, whether the call was done to refresh the dataset or not. So in the meantime, let it come. What I'm going to show you a live streaming dataset. So you can add rows to the dataset. So what we did a small demo report on how you can build a streaming dataset with the help of Power Automate. Okay, so 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 okay, where's the API call? Yeah. So what we did, we went to this ISS. ISS is the space organization, and it's telling you the position of this space station every time around. So it's a very open JSON file. You just need to so it tells you it simple latitude, longitude values, the message, and the timestamp. The timestamp is something that we won't be able to understand, so we're going to change it across. So what you can do, you can go to the flow. You put a recurrence, whatever recurrence you want. Okay. Give me a second. Where is my stream? So if you see, whatever I built it, I'm going to just show you what was it's already there, but I'm going to build a new one to show you and sample also the same way that I did. So if you see, this is the latitude and the longitude values across the so many days. Uh, so I built this report some 10 days ago. So that's why it's showing different values across the whole map. So the station is moving across. So having said that, I'm gonna build a new one for to show in demo. So what you can do, see, it got just refreshed. We clicked on refresh, running the refresh. It ran on refresh in 10:54 and it got refreshed. So and then the sales report will also get refreshed now. Okay, it's getting refreshed. Let's go to the streaming data sets. So if you see there, where is the streaming data set? ISS. So if you see, this is the data set that we have created. What we're gonna do, we are gonna create a new one. So you can just add a streaming data set, build an API. Yes, I'm going to do it via the API because we have the API. What do you want to name your data set? You can say demo underscore Barcelona. Some okay, and then you can add the is latitude, that is number, longitude, that is also number. Then let's get one message, that is text, date, that is date time. Okay, so we'll just and we'll ask to keep historical data. I think without premium version, it helps you store around about 200,000 records. So you can see what kind of subscription you have and accordingly you can use this one. So once you create this one, so this is done. So you can go to the flow. Okay. So Power Automate being Microsoft product, it helps. All these products are very user centric. You don't have to have too much of coding knowledge to do all these things. So you can just do a recurrence at what kind of times you want to keep it. Then you can call the task called as HTTP request so that you can call this API. So you can do a get method, put this API and just the API. You don't have to do anything, and then you can parse the then you can use parse JSON to convert it into JSON format. Give me a second, let it open. Am I overrunning? Dhanya, am I overrunning? Then I quickly finish
Sorry, I
it.
didn't get the question. No, no, it's okay. You still have a few minutes if you want to add something.
Yeah. So then you can do all this. You can parse all this. You can generate it from a sample, where we can use that. So I'll just the sample that we have it. We can use that one. I just want to show one demo. I'll not do the demo, but I'll just show you the flow. So you can generate it from sample. Put this as a sample. Sorry. Where is my sorry? Done. And it will generate the whole thing for you on your own. And then in on our data row set, Okay, on add row set you can always do get the you'll tell the workspace, you tell the dataset that is you have just built it. So for example, we can add it to so you have demo Barcelona, we can do it on that. It creates a real time, so it mapped the latitude longitude only because that was the only spelling that was correct. um, so what I can do, I can use the latitude from expression here, latitude. I can compare the message, it will show here. Away, I don't want this one, I just will say UTC UTC now, so I get the timestamp. I'll remove this, I'll remove this, I'll remove this. So I got my data set done and it will start adding the data set rows as per the normal. So on the frequency that you have defined. So having said that, this is done. The main part that I wanted to show you is this how we can refresh the report via the API call. So that something will not have an impact on your report, will not have an impact on your the refreshes that you have to do it and it's on the basis of, for example, you know you have changed the data, you just click the refresh data and you will get the report refreshed. How you can do it? So we have used this as a button, okay, and then have configured a, so you see it's getting a call. So on action it's calling a so-called a web URL that is triggering this workflow. So with this API, you can do n number of things with this API calls. You can do emails, you can do send reports, you can do subscriptions, you can do any integration with the automate and it triggers. So you do not only have to wait on the data alerts to do a triggering of a workflow. You can do on any of these tasks via the API calls. So these are the different things that you can work on to get the automations done. Same thing you can do a subscription of the report also, where you don't get the you get a full fledged PDF or a PPT or any format. So for but when you see on the reports, when you get a subscription from the Power BI report manager, it doesn't have a full report. It just gives you the first page and the so-called. So in with this, you can do a full PPT or full Excel report over here with different pages across. So I know I'm going to overrun it, so that's why I'm going to stop here. I'm going to take all the question that I have it, and thanks for attending the session.
Thank you very much, Prince. It was very interesting. I don't think there is any question in the chat right now. I don't know if you have any question you can ask. Y también en español y las puedo traducir si hace falta. I don't know. Prince, do you have
Next.
any advice for us if someone, for example, wants to start working with Power Automate and Power Apps and I mean the all of the three
Together, okay,
programs?
so what I can the advice is just that understand the three architectures, see how what are the steps you can integrate, uh, and start with the basic ones. So because if you gonna go with a full-fledged app, then it's gonna become a little bit issue if you haven't made apps earlier, and then understand the processes, try to cut each and every process into the minute smaller flows, so that then at one for each step you can do each flows and get to the end results. Don't go and start building a big 15 task flow and all that stuff. So start doing smaller task results and then come back and then do refresh and then do change and change across these. This is the basic tip that someone gave me also, because when I was starting with Power Apps, because I was very new to the coding of apps and all this stuff. So but now I can build big apps, but I started with very small and basic ones.
Mm. Okay. Thank you very much, friends, for your time, for your knowledge, and it was a pleasure having you in the bootcamp of Barcelona. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tanya. I need to learn Spanish now to do some more sessions, or at least people are more
Yeah,
interactive.
next time we do a session in Spanish.
Yeah. Thanks. And I'll leave the contact details in case someone wants to come can get I can forward you the videos we have done it on the basic power apps, and then you can start from the YouTube channel.
Okay, okay, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Ahora vamos